Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as I woke up early this AM, did my regular early morning routine, drained the main vein, washed my face, brushed my teeth, went to the kitchen, got something to drink, and when I finally got to my phone, it was all over the timeline. Meek Mill having some tweets last night that he put out that got in the circulation and rotation of the algorithm this morning, and he decided to speak on Diddy case, speak on other things that have been involving him with that lawsuit with Lil Rod and other stuff. In the midst of Diddy on federal trial, I want to bring up Lil Rod and his lawsuit that was dropped. He never said my name, but these blogs amplified that whole agenda against me. My culture don't believe it, but it's an attack on my brand. I want to get to the bottom of it. Just to put it on public record, and the craziest thing I seen at a puff party is coke vibes. And that's going on at all these parties. I'm from North Philly. I had millions since I was 23. I don't even want to be addicted to weed. Not judging, but I see it different. And Loose Cannon with that academics interview, that was full bait also. He's a nobody saying he just walked up and robbed me. I was running into Suge Knight and Big U when I came to LA. No camera phone vibes. I was showing niggas out that it's more to life with black success. Story time, LOL, Coachella, stopped at Max Field, LA, grabbed a silk type Gucci set because people said it would be hot. Then jumped on a chopper and landed. When I ran in the puff, I was salty we had on the same thing. But the ish wasn't nothing to a king. We all got the whole store. Then he responded to somebody that said, in context, you said these celebrities are hooked on coke, all of them? He said, I don't know, bro. I just know coke had mothers selling themselves in my community. That ain't my choice of drug for me or my woman. I would fall out with my mom if she was on hard drugs. That is serious to us. The invaders can't understand. And Meek did put out other tweets last night as well. Said he was up late night just vibing, letting it be known what's on his mind. Said he was working on new music. Said that he was going to possibly retire from doing music on 40. Was interacting with the fans a little bit and other things. Now, when it came to the conversation with him and Diddy in the matching outfits, he addressed that. As we saw that make the blogs, it was a major discussion a while back when all the lawsuits started. Said that he had went to go grab a fit real quick for the Coachella festival, and him and Diddy just happened to have the same thing on that night, as opposed to people saying like, hey, they plan to do that, and the way that it came off in the picture and stuff like that. Diddy went into also the discussion with the Lil Rod case. And I'll say this, for Meek, they did describe him directly as, they wasn't talking about nobody else other than Meek Mill. They did not say his name in the lawsuit, but they were most definitely describing Meek Mill when it came to it, when it came to what Lil Rod was pushing with the lawsuit against Diddy. He had a lot of other celebrities mentioned in there as well, but the internet did just mostly focus on Meek with that discussion. As the lawsuit got dropped, and I told people from the jump, no matter how y'all feel about it, Diddy, Meek, or whoever else is involved, the lawsuit didn't make any sense and it wasn't credible because a lot of things were already seeming fishy, just the discussion. Then certain things got completely debunked and was put as lies. He removed those things from that lawsuit and then redid the lawsuit again. And I said, well, look here, y'all, it's just common sense and logic. If it's a lawsuit, none of it can be fabricated, lied, or false for the lawsuit to be seen or looked at as credible, even just on somebody reading it. On top of the fact, me being a man myself, I said there is no way a man can be forced to do something sexual with another man one time and then he come back again as an adult and say, hey, man, you're forcing me to do this with the job. Nah. Opportunities, jobs, this and that. No, you're doing that by choice, not by force at that time. You're not a victim, you're a volunteer. You can't force a grown man to come back from, and the only way you can force a grown man to do something sexual is you drug him, put a gun to him, or by physical force. But if he comes back after that, that means he's with that. That's how he living. So I killed that in my just opinions and stands of where I'm at as a man, but the lawsuit did get dropped. But people did not care about it at that time. They don't care about it now because people are more entertained by the lie instead of the truth. And when it comes to the what Diddy is going through right now, Pissy Diddy, Nasty Cassie, Meek Mill just addressed the situation with the coke being done at different type of parties, saying that's the most that I done seen the coke vibes, meaning, hey, nigga might see a nigga, boy, that nigga look like he's zooted. Might even see the nigga passing a pack of coke to somebody. That does go on at certain type of parties if you in that lane of that lifestyle. That be happening at those things. But that's not what Diddy's on trial for at all. What Diddy's on trial for is something way separate and way more private and secluded to an inner circle of people that he was paying to come in and have sex with Cassie so he could watch, allegedly, and do all this other stuff. And like I told y'all before, when it come to Pissy Diddy and Nasty Cassie, I got to call them that. They was both high. They was both on drugs. They was both with it. Did Diddy get her to a point where she felt like she didn't have a choice? Possibly so. Was Diddy a mean nigga? For so? Was he abusive? Yes. Did he have a bad temper? Yes. But all I'm saying is that is different as opposed to a man facing life in prison because he has these weird sexual fetishes that I don't agree with. I don't even agree with how niggas will go in and do any of this stuff that he doing. That's his private life. That's his choice. Whether it's wrong or right, do I think that he's supposed to go to life because he paid some dudes to come in and have sex? They took the money voluntarily. There also, even if he's abusing different people, that just means he's an abusive person. That doesn't mean, in my opinion, that Diddy should be spending the rest of his life in prison because he's done these abusive things throughout the years. And how old is a lot of this stuff? I know that they got different laws and the way that they put it, and they got it how they want it. This is the federal government. The word semantics, the things, they can make it be, well, hey, you own Bad Boy. You had Bad Boy workers doing these things. They were being paid. They crossed state lines. All these things can make it a federal conversation, but in the general concept, and I don't agree with it. Even him, they said, like, even when his mama, Cassie mama talked, he told her to send $20,000 for this or that. He was beating and abusing Cassie. I don't agree with that. I don't like that. It's messed up. I wouldn't want that to happen to a woman in my family that I love and care about. I don't want to see that happen to a woman, period. But the way that they doing this, by putting all this evidence on the internet, reading all this stuff to us, you got to know and see, bro, like, oh, they taking this all the way up. Even with the text coming out, that she was engaging with it too. She wanted to do it too. As I told y'all, Diddy and Cassie, they both was on that dope. They both was getting high, having some of the most toxic, disgusting sex that you could ever have, and they both was drug addicts, so they chasing that high, and them nuts they was catching while they was high. That turned them into Pissy Diddy and Nasty Cassie, where they trying to get to the highest level and re-chasing a high that they caught a nut with that they wasn't gonna never catch. They got abusive, they got hurtful towards each other, she going at him, but him, of course, he came in and kicked that off. He introduced to that lifestyle, said, let's do this, let's do that. For sure, you can say all those things, but does that equate to, hey, I'm running some type of sex trafficking enterprise? This isn't like, hey, I'm flying in illegal humans or kids and making these people have sex. They ain't got no green cards and they illegals and aliens and stuff. Nah, bro, illegal aliens, and I'm just bringing them across the border. Like, nah, bro, that's what you think when you hear sex trafficking. They turned that into that when it came to pimping, and it makes it a harsher sentence when you are charged and convicted of it. But this ain't that, bro. Like, just in my personal opinion looking, but this is the federal government, and I don't make the rules, they do. I give my opinions all day, and really at the end of it, it's all about what the jury decide, how they feel after everything get read off in court, all the evidence is presented, they gonna make the final decision. And with Diddy going through this right now, their goal, as you can see, was to make him look like the worst piece of garbage that they could in front of the jury, so the jury got at least find him convicted on at least one count. That's what the goal is when you go to trial. That's why a lot of people don't go to trial, because they know that they finna make you look like the worst human being ever. And they done tarnished his brand, tarnished his name, and made him look away into the media that's very, something that you want to keep private. Just keep it all the way 1,000. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.